All right, people. Sunday morning, thinking out loud. I was watching church online this morning while I was in the gym, and the pastor was talking about consistency. He was speaking of consistency in the spiritual aspect of remaining consistent in your praise and worship with the Lord. Um, so I want to tie that into remaining consistent in achieving your goals. In order to make progress, you have to be dedicated to remaining consistent in the process. Um, Consistency is difficult. It gets difficult sometimes. Consistency gets real difficult. I use myself for an example. A couple weeks ago, or it could have been last week. These days are running together. But my workouts just weren't getting it. They weren't feeling right. Um, I just didn't feel like I was getting a good workout. I didn't feel like I was making the progress that I needed to make. And that happens sometimes. So, I was thinking, well, maybe it's time for me to take a break. Let me take a few days off. But every morning, I would get up anyway and go work out. Um, Fast forward to today, um, my workout felt great, but I didn't want to go get my cardio in. I didn't want to run. So I'm thinking, well, hey, it's Sunday. I can take one day off and not run. Well, when Pastor was talking about consistency at church this morning, he was saying that somebody's watching you. Somebody's watching you and your consistency, and they're using that for motivation. So I said to myself, somebody's watching me. Somebody is waiting for me to continue to make progress so that it can motivate them to make progress. So I got out here, took off for a little jog. In my mind, I said I'm only going to do a mile. Got up the road. I'm feeling tired. Don't want to run. I'm fighting it in my mind, fighting it in my brain. Um, but I kept going. And I didn't have a route in mind. So I just said, I'll turn around whenever I feel like turning around. Next thing I know, I make a turn and I run a little bit further. Now I'm starting to feel better. Um, then I make another turn and now I'm going up a hill. And I don't feel like running, but now I got to run up a hill. Okay, let's do it. We're going to get up the hill. It might be slow, but we're going to get up the hill. Get up the hill. What goes up must come down, right? So go up the hill. Now I'm going down the hill. And going down this hill, I see people out riding their bikes, jogging, walking, and everyone, speaks, waves, or whatever. And it came back to my mind. Someone is watching you. I don't know if these people were watching me or not. I don't know. But the fact that they are out there continuing to push, doing what they need to do to make progress, motivated me to keep going. So I continued to run and continued to run. And by the time it was done, my what in my mind started out to be 1 mile, ended up at 3.5 miles. Um, so I tripled my goal for the day, and as far as running goes, as far as my cardio goes. Um, so I tie that back into remaining consistent. It was difficult to get out there and do it. It was difficult to push myself past my mental barrier. But once it was all done, it felt really, really good. So the goal of what I'm trying to say is It's not always easy. And if it were easy, everyone would do it. But nothing worth having comes easy. So if you want it, you have to put in the work to go get it. If you want it, you have to remain consistent in your process. You have to remain consistent in your progress. If you fail to remain consistent and fail to make progress, you will not get what you want. Set your goals. Stay consistent in your plan. Keep pushing, taking one step at a time to get to that goal. I would have never finished my run if I didn't take a step. Y'all have a blessed Sunday. Make progress, not excuses.